Okay, so you said this is gold. You ended up losing.
Yeah, this is like at the beginning of gold.
All right, and I'm just gonna look. Okay, we're right at 5 o'clock, so I'm not gonna like clock you or be strict on it. I'm just trying to do this for me to see how long it's gonna take me to do like a game this long, just to get an idea. So what
And
were
it's a
your
comp match. It was pretty. It was a pretty long game, I would say.
yeah? So what are your like initial thoughts? Like, why do you think you lost? Like, what happened this game? What do you remember?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember this game too well. I played this game. I think it was yesterday, earlier in the day. I just got off of work a little bit ago. I think I might have been playing a little bit too aggressive, not playing with the team. I think I was trying to dive in a little bit too much, and I'm not good with timing on my bubble to jump back out of diving in situations.
Okay.
I think that's probably like something that I'm not doing too great at.
All
I
right.
remember watching your video on building the ult, so that's what I tried to do here in the beginning.
The battle starts in 5.
Yeah, you're in defense here.
3, 2, you have to stop them from securing the mission area.
Nice start.
This is not the one I expected.
Get rid of this. Yeah, you're already I mean, I like how you're aggressive, but this ain't in the place to be, right? Because this is not a good choke for your team because of the angles that your healers can take on you. So playing this far up, like even if you get the damage off for free, you can go up and like punch them once and shield and jump back. But then there's going to be a 12-second window or whatever the cooldown of shield is where they can actually aggress on you because you don't have that cooldown. So you want to generally use shield from like a more defensive position because you're kind of like forcing your team into a bad spot. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like you know how every game, no matter what, everybody always stands in like the same spots on this map? It's because it's like the best place to hold them. And you only get one life because if everybody dies, your spawn's so much farther away. Right? So like while this isn't like a bad play per se, you're kind of you're kind of like baiting your team up into a bad spot by playing around this choke. The initial damage you did was fine as long as you get out, but this is not where you want to draw the line. Like dig your trenches here. But I'm guessing you're going to jump out here. Okay, so there's the shield. See what I mean? Like your Doctor Strange now has to walk all the way down this hallway here. This like garage thing. And he's just in a bad spot. He's already taking way too much damage. Like if that group was a good player, you guys get walled off and die there. So your plan's playing far up, and there's a time to do it and there's a time to not, but this is not the time because it's just such a good choke to hold where you are right now. Because you have the wall, you can duck behind it, you give your healers tons of space. So this is, I'm just going to pause here, just everybody watching in chat. This is more of a generic tip that applies to anyone. This isn't really a Hulk tip yet, right? This can apply to anybody. This is why people position here. It's just a better choke. And on defense, you only get one shot, right?
So on this map, you would suggest holding them right where I have them right here?
Yeah.
Initially?
Yeah, well, the idea is...
Or through that hall?
Through the hall. Yeah, through the hall. Because they can break through the wall to the right. And I'll eventually get better at this. This is probably going to be a little bit longer than normal, guys, just because I'm the controls. I don't have...
A free camera is C.
How do I move forward? Okay, so, like, you want to... Basically, you want to... When they walk through this area is when you want to punish them. So as Hulk, it's really nice because you just land free thunderclaps and you can hit multiple people. So... what players will do is they'll go through here if they're trying to flank, right? So you know exactly, like you keep tabs on them. But if you push too far up, they can like go in the building, get around you. You're not gonna see them, but you have full vision of everything that's going on, which is why I always play this wall. So yeah.
If I'm Hulk on attacking, is it a good idea to flank through that spot, or should I push forward with the other tank through that corner?
Depends.
That hall?
Depends. I usually throw a shield on everybody, then I'll go to the side and feel it out. That's just my play style. I mean, like, what are you gonna do as Hulk just standing in the hallway, like cycling through shields? You're not gonna do anything, right? You're much more of a threat when you're on attack, like in their back line. The key is to get back to your team when you have your shield, and shield them and help them push up, like with your jumps. So you're kind of always just looking for angles and stuff, or when your shield does come up after that initial push, then you like go to their back line and try to just maybe not kill somebody, but just think of each team. You know what an amoeba is?
Yes, I know what an amoeba is.
All right, just making sure. Think of it. Each team is like an amoeba that's like stretching. And each player is like on an edge of it, but they never like breaks apart, or like a cell, right? So like if you are that thing that like goes off and does its own thing, you can be the one that like cause it to snap, basically. But on defense, you just want to make sure everybody stays alive and look for kills when you can get it. So they already had their Lunal, which is crazy. I don't even know how it's possible how she got it. It's probably because you guys fed her a lot of ult charge by fighting when you didn't really need to. But okay. So their support ults are up. You already have your ultimate. Wait, you got it really quick actually. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so here's just another small tip. When you're just whacking people to get your ult charge, that's good. But just don't take damage for free just because you have your ult. I'm not saying it's bad here, but just something to think about. Don't take damage for free just because you have your ult. Still play as if you are trying to save your health bars like much as possible. You know what I mean? Like jumping around is obviously going to be, you're going to make much harder to hit. So like when you're planning to just like, okay, I'm going to take damage, use my ult, fine. But you might have had an opportunity there to like maybe jump on their healers and look for a play before you even had to ult. And then, you know, if you do that, you're already in a better position because now you're like ulting on their Groot and maybe it'll work, but like, let's see. So I probably, yeah, there you go. There you go. Now you get it on the back line. Yeah. Don't really get too much for it. But you do tank for your team, which is nice. Ooh, unlucky. Did have your shield up there. But, okay, so they get this. Yeah, so I would say even though your team died, probably not the best use of your ult. But it might have even been better to like not use it. I don't know. Okay, so really not much reason to fight here.
I am ready to put on a show.
Okay, already a second Loon ult. That's crazy. Really good Scarlet Witch ult. Okay, so same thing as before. Like, you should be telling your team, we got them wiped. They can't push right now. Once we kind of stop this initial, like, cleanup, we should be getting out of here. Because their spawn's right there. So, you guys are fighting right on their spawn. They can go back and heal at any time. That was a nice clap landing. That was nice. That's what you want to do. That's how you do your burst properly. So you guys are kind of just dying for no reason. This is, again, this is like, this is more just gameplay than it is really like a Hulk. Your Hulk's, I haven't seen any like glaring issues yet. Like your ult could have been better, but like you guys kind of already had lost that fight because of positioning. This is more just people in gold not knowing how to play.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember why I chose to fight these guys. The spawn is right there. I don't remember spawning most of the time when I'm playing. I'm not amazing at the game. I forget that they do just respawn right there.
Yeah, think of it this way. Every time a new checkpoint is gained, their respawn is right at the check. And as the car moves up, they get farther and farther away, and it's closer and closer to yours. So it's almost like a tug of war where it's like the farther they go, the harder it is for them. So you got to be thinking your life. I mean, it's good to play aggressive like this to an extent, because like, if you know you can win the fight, because you keep the cart from moving, and let's say every time you lose a fight, roughly the cart gets 30% to the next checkpoint, right? Then that means you get like 2 or 3 fights because the cart's moving on its own, right? So you want to minimize the amount of times you lose fights and maximize the amount of time that you keep the cart from moving while either not fighting or winning fights. So when you do this, it's like a low probability play. You have a low chance of winning this fight, and even if you do win it, you're going to lose it eventually if you keep doing it, because it's just the spawn's right there. And your spawn's farther away. So even if you lose one, it's like way more taxing on you. So you're fighting at a disadvantage.
It was really tempting. They were all scattered. It was really
I mean, you won the fight, which is good, but you should be you should have backed up by now. Like you were chasing him. Yeah, you remember you have a respawns like 10 seconds or 15. So you should have been pinging your team back up and let's draw our line here in the next choke. So yeah, there it is. Eventually everybody just dies.
Better stop that vehicle.
Yeah, and but I'll try to give you some like mechanics tips too, because I think that's probably what people want when hulking. So right now I'd be looking for ways to farm alt charge. I don't like just sitting still. Like nothing's happening right now, and it looks like Groot's trying to ult. So you should just like randomly, just when Groot walks up, just shield your teammates. Just clap them to get free alt charge. Like what are you gonna do here? You're not gonna really kill anybody, so you might as well just at this point like be with your team and keep Groot from pushing up, because he's obviously trying to make a play here. Let's see if he ults. Yeah, and then kind of just laid on the shield. Yeah, I would have used shield more there for like just keeping the line of scrimmage kind of intact, right? I would, because if you put it on your teammates, they can fight back. Yeah, it would have definitely been better to use it on your teammates in that situation, just because of the threat of Groot and like how aggressive they were being. And remember, they're closer to your spawn here, so like you want to fight here. So like you kind of encourage your teammates to do it by shielding them. So like flanking to me wasn't really the play there, but yeah. So their cart's moving really really fast now.
I remember I wanted, this point specifically, I was trying to run up to their cart because I saw that there was no people on it. I wanted to try and jump over their team and stop it for a little bit.
It's not a bad thought, but if your team loses, at most that buys you 10 seconds, and you were already, like you hadn't lost the fight yet. You know what I mean? You hadn't lost the fight yet, because if you have the point during the fight but lose the fight, then it only buys you 10 seconds. A lot of times when I do that, it's because I already know the fight is lost. Like, we lose 2 people, and their Winter Soldier is again. So I'm like, okay, well, I already know we're going to lose this fight. And in my mind, when I do that, when I do stall the cart, it's because I think I can give us one more fight. Even if I die, I think my death will give us one more fight until the next checkpoint. I don't do it just, I mean, sometimes I'll do it just eat up clock. I don't really know, but you only get a certain number of fights you can lose on defense. So you should be thinking in like terms of like, okay, I only have this many strikes. Well, I can maybe give us another strike if I stall. So in this particular instance, you hadn't lost the fight yet, so you kind of made yourself lose the fight by doing that. So it's like almost like a self, like you're it's kind of like just like misplaced your thought there. I think you're just overthinking it. I think you're just overthinking it. Nice stun. So I'd be jumping on their Luna. Okay, nice. You should have gone for that kill. Definitely should have gone for that. That's all right. That reflecting only lasts like 3 seconds or something. Okay, so your shield's up. I want you on your teammates getting that shield, cycling through it, or using it to make plays. We need more aggression. Okay, so that's your Mantis. Even in the claps in between autos. Good, good, good. So I'd be jumping on their healers right now. Not a bad thought to shield there. Looking back at your team is always good. Okay, so right on that stun, you should be jumping on their Luna. Or getting on their Luna. Okay. So you can't really peel for that ult. I would just kill their supports here. Nice, looks like you do. Very nice. Okay. So right now, here, I'm going to ask you, what do you think you should be telling your teammates to do right now? If you don't know, you just say you don't know, it's fine.
I like to play by the cart. I really don't like leaving the cart because I don't in gold, there's not a lot of communication. A lot of people aren't using their mics. A lot of people aren't willing to type in chat because it's too slow. So I always try and stay by the objective whenever I'm playing this game.
Okay, so since there's only 60 seconds left and they only get one more fight, you want to make it as hard as possible to get to that cart and choose where the fight is most beneficial to you for the last fight. You get to choose because you just wiped them, and the best spot is cutting off this choke here and cutting off this choke here. And the way you do that is by, you tell your team, let's push up, and then it's too much to coordinate to say everybody go where. So if they go down here, then you hold off this choke and ping them when they come through. And if they go up here, then you go down this choke and hide in this little room or hide around this corner and make sure they don't come this way. And line up your claps wherever they do. And the reason as Hulk you can do that is because you have the most mobility. So you can get to the fight in one jump. So this hallway is hard to get through. So we want to fight here. They can't get to the cart unless they have like a strange or something, which they do, but like you'll know beforehand if he does that, and then it's no big deal. So make sure you like playing on cart just gives them exactly what they want. They get to the cart for free. You want to impose. This is when you would want to push up because there's not like they can get in this building, they can flank you, they can get behind you over here, then get around you, right? If they walk through there, they can, I mean, there's a lot of you cut off a lot of options for them. But so just remember that for next time. I'm gonna watch from free cam a little bit here. Okay, good. I mean, you are cutting them off. This is you got the idea. Okay, so they are portaling.
At that point, I think I did hear him say that he's portaling, so I wanted to push back onto the point because I was right there.
Yeah, that's good. Good call on that. Okay, there's their Luna ult. Okay, I'm gonna go back into your mode here. Your mode here. Your claps are good. I like your claps. Using them when you land for the quick burst. Ooh! Okay, not bad, not bad. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, I would have jumped out there. Because, I mean, I know it's kind of obvious, but, like, you pretty much win the fight when you kill their DPS and healer. Like, or you should. So, if you get out and live and get healed to full and re-engage, you have plenty of time before the payload gets to the next point, right? So, you can just, well, did you guys win? I guess you guys lost. You only have... no, yeah, you definitely could have won this. You had a healer up, you had a DPS up. Yeah, you definitely could have won this, and they're both half. So I definitely think of it this way: once you get kills, in Mega Hulk, it's really bad when you get knocked into Bruce because you get an extra immunity, right? So Mega Hulk, if you get knocked into Bruce, that's one immunity, then you die. Or then you get Mega Hulk into Hulk, that's one immunity. And then if Hulk gets knocked in, it's a Hulk to Bruce, so you get two immunities. It's a ton of stall, right? And it gives your the teammates who died time to res. That's partly why Hulk's so OP is you just buy so much time innately, and it's like people don't realize like that's one reason why he's really good. So when you just die like that, like you could have gotten out there, just kind of overextend. Like I know you're probably like your blood's pumping, you're like, let's go, I'm popping off, I'm big, I'm on point. But then you need to immediately need to be like, okay, well, if I get out of here and we re-engage, this fight's already won because I'm going to get healed to full. And the healing will be easier once I'm out of this form, right? Because your health essentially gets cut back down into half. So your health bar is easier to top. So if you just jump back, reset, you would have been able to buy enough time for your team to fight here and win. Because remember, your spawn is closer because it's closer to your side. So you have to value your life more in this situation. So let's keep watching. Okay, so just for everybody in chat, normally this would be when I'm kind of wrapping up the coaching session, but we're gonna go a little longer today because I want to give I just kind of want to see more of the game. But like usually people are going to give it about 20 to like 30 minutes each. So, I mean, obviously like I've already given him like a lot of stuff he can work on. So you don't always need to see a full game. So I'm just going to do it cuz I don't want this to disrupt stream too much, but I do enjoy doing this stuff cuz I think it helps me a little bit too. And do you have any questions so far? Like,
I mean, most of what you're saying is making sense. It's just it's difficult for me to process all this. Like in game, everything is so fast paced. It's hard. It would be. I know it would be difficult for me to think I need to get out of here and then we can re-engage.
It's because don't think of it in terms of like. Just think of it more in terms of like. That's always what you want to do. You never want to die. Period. So just that's your top priority is almost always not to die, and then you just go from there. It's like a flow chart. It's like, okay, will this thing I'm doing win me the game? No, then don't die. Or will, right? So like, was staying there for the last 300 health you had and just whacking the tanks going to win you the game? No. Okay, well then don't die. If yes, then do it. But yeah, obviously there's a lot going on, but when in doubt, don't die. When in doubt. If you're not sure, always prioritize your life because when you're dead, you have to rely on your teammates. So, and there's other things that like that can apply to where it's just like, okay, well, is it worth it for me to ult here? Is it going to win us something? No, then don't do it, right? And then it's just once you train those habits, the game just starts to flow. It just starts to flow, and it's like second nature. It's just like, okay, what are the rules of Hulk? Like don't jump in without shield. Don't mega Hulk when you're not going to get anything for it. Don't stall for point if it's too risky. And then you just stack all those, and then once you have all the rules, like the 10 commandments, you just play. You just play the game. It's all mechanics at that point. Which is why when that guy, I don't know if you watched the game where I was one away from GM, the guy just outplayed me. Like he just pressed his buttons better than me. I don't think he was like a better Hulk player or anything. He was better that game though, for sure. He was just on his stuff and just paying attention more. He's a good player. So let's watch a little bit more here. I'm guessing they get this because scores in this game were pretty high, but let's see if they hold. Okay, you're Dr. Strange. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Okay, so no reason to go in here. Definitely not a good death. But it's not the end of the world. Obviously, because they had just gotten it. We'll watch one more fight here. We'll watch one more fight here. So, I haven't seen you get a lot of like fat shields on your teammates too much. I just like doing that too because it just it's almost like a unspoken message that we're fighting or we're doing stuff when you give your teammates shields. Like they're all kind of low here and you're going for a flank play, and again it's just like, yeah, I think you should just be playing around your team more. I know I go backline, but that's because like I don't know. I think in lower rank you gotta like. I even say in my bronze to grandmaster video, like in lower rank, you actually have to be, or maybe my guide, I can't remember. You have to be more supportive of your teammates, not less, because it encourages them to play together, and that's like a big issue in lower rank. I mean, they're all together here, which is kind of good. I feel like they're about to get Groot ulted because he didn't use it last fight, right?
I think he did. He didn't use it the last fight.
Okay.
He killed a support and a DPS, I believe.
Okay, so you're on their back line. Your team is carrying. So your team kind of just carried you that fight. But you getting on the healers might have won you the fight. So I'm not gonna say it's like a bad flank, but again, I would when you have the opportunity to get big shields like that, I would do that, and then just jump in with the shield. If you have like an angle that's not gonna make you immediately die. Okay, so here's their big ults. I would just get alt charge. Looks like you are. Nice. Good target selection there. Very nice. Yeah, stun, jump on the healer. Yeah, should have jumped on the healer there. She was free. Not a bad shield. Saved his life. Yeah, I mean, mechanically, you're fine for the most part. I mean, it's more just strategy for you. Couple missed opportunities with, like, going for supports. Like, just not seeing, like, free kills. But, I mean, that happens to everybody. You know how to air juggle?
No. I haven't been able to figure that out. No.
Okay, so this will be my last tip, and we'll call it here. Go into practice tool if you want to learn how to air juggle, because it is kind of tough. I maybe get it like once every couple games. Some games I'll just pop off and I'll get like 3 in a row. But there's 2 ways you can do it. You can either, I mean, it's best to do it out of a stun because you can get like right in front of them and line it up, and then you attack, jump, kind of like almost like above them, like slightly above them, and then attack, and then you'll knock it up into the trajectory of where your jump's going, and you'll immediately air stun them. So it's stun, and then attack, jump. So ideally you already have your jump charge, and it can be a full charge jump, and then attack in the air right in front of you, and you'll catch them in the air. Or you can do from the ground, attack, and then jump into it. That's a little bit more reliable if you your initial attack isn't as like you're not as sure about it. If that makes sense. So I would just go practice it, but just remember they have to be like a Hulk and a half's height worth off the ground, and that's why you have to get 2 attacks instead of 1, like 2 knocks in the air. And it's also good to land your stun before it, because by the time you finish the combo, your stun will be back up, and then you lose your Mega Hulk form, and then you get another stun. So that's it's just a lot of time you can just lock somebody down. But yeah, sorry we couldn't do the full game, but the way I did coaching in League is basically like I would do it time-based unless somebody like wanted a full game, where I would just, what I would do with my free coaching is I would just give three tips that are going to immediately help them win games. And then once I gave them 3 tips, the coaching session would be over. And sometimes it would, because what would happen is I would coach bronze players, and I would just find things that would that if they don't do correctly, then I can't give them other tips correctly because the base of reference is so incorrect, if that makes sense. Like it's like they're playing a different game. So I need to like hammer in the fundamentals so then we can get to the next step. Right. So mechanically, like for the most part, I think you're fine. I think you could probably jump a little bit more on their backline, play a little more aggressive, and cycle through your shields more. But yeah, you're landing your stuns. You're doing the clap combos correctly, weaving them in. Like so, yeah, you're doing good for the most part. It's more just strategy. So, do you have any questions for me, dude?
No, that helps. That helps.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and what? So, like, how this works next time, right? If you decide to stay subbed, is next month. You have some time to work on this, and now the next session, once you get this stuff down, like the strategy and telling your team what to do, you come back, and then now we can probably focus more on the mechanics or like the timing of certain alts, and I won't have to say like generic macro stuff. It can be more like the specific stuff. But yeah, at least we did. We went over like how to combo. So that'll be a big thing. Like comboing on Hulk is like really, it's like the hardest thing to do on him. It's the hardest thing to do on most champions. And like once you get it, or at least like are able to do it sometimes, it'll just win you games. So all right, man. Hope this was helpful. Good luck in your games, dude. Yeah, let me know how it goes in chat.
All right, thank you.
Yes,
Have a
sir.
good one.
Yeah, you too, dude.